Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Raw Code. In this video, we are going to build a npm package for automatic installation of Tailwind CSS and Shadcn UI library for our React app. And we are going to use Vite for our React app. Basically, when we install React via Vite, it doesn't install the Tailwind CSS and Shadcn UI library. We have to configure it manually, and it's so much time-taking process. So we are going to build a npm package for that, which installs Tailwind CSS and Shadcn UI library automatic for us. So let's get started. So basically, we are going to build a npm package, and the name of npm package is create-new-vite, and our npm package runs some commands on the behalf of us. So it do some process here, and the first process or the first command that our npm package run is to install the React app. So basically, it runs the npm create-vite at latest with the project name like client and also the template. So template is React or React TS. When we use React -TS, it uses the TypeScript. Otherwise, it uses the JavaScript for normal React. In second process or second command, it runs cd client, and under the client folder it runs npm install. So after running the npm install, it installs the tailwind css install, and after the installation of tailwind css, it install the Shadcn UI library. So in Vite, if we go to Shadcn UI, in Vite, Shadcn UI library is not a simple task. First of all, we need to install the Tailwind CSS. That is our second process. And after that, it has to change the tsconfig.json file and also the tsconfig.app.json file. After changing that, we have to install the types node. And after the types node, we have to change the vite.config.ts file. And we, after that, we have to run this command npx Shadcn at latest init to install the Shadcn UI library in our project. So we are going to make this process simpler. So jump to the code part. So here, first of all, we have to run in npm init-y. So it creates a package.json file, and in package.json file we have to change some things here. So in name, first of all we have to change the name. Name is going to create new vite. Give the name that you want your npm package name. In my case, npm package name is create new vite, so the package name is create new vite. So after that, we have to decide our main folder. So I'm not removing anything else here, but I'm going to add some things here. So add a bin here, and under the bin create a empty object, and under it whatever the name of your project. So name is create new vite, whatever the main script file you want to run when anyone runs your package. So for that, I'm using win create new vite.js. This is my main file, create new vite.js under the win folder. So I'm going to create a win folder here, win, and under it create a create new vite.js. After that, install a dependency named inquirer. So npm I inquirer. Enter and let it install. So after installation, we have to write a cvan hashtag exclamatory mark slash usr slash bin slash env space node. After it, require the inquirer that we have installed recently. Const inquirer is equal to require inquirer, and we have to re- import some extra thing also. So const execute sync is equal to require child process. After it, let's define our function. So const prompt is equal to inquirer dot create prompt module, call this function. So prompt and under a array, so we ask here some information from the user what we want, like do you want to install TypeScript or not, do you want to install Tailwind CSS or not, like this. So for that, first it's type and type of input, and we are going to use name, and in name project name we are asking the project name, and after that we are sending some message, and message is please enter the project name. After it, default value, we give a default value that is new Vite project. So this is our first option. After that, we have to create two more options. One for asking the do you want to install TypeScript or not, and one for the Tailwind CSS, and also one for the Shadcn. So here we give a type of confirm, and in the name we are going is TS, is TypeScript or not, and in the message we send do you want to use TypeScript, and the default value is going to true. After it, we ask one more question from the user, that is about the Tailwind CSS. So type of confirm, and name is Tailwind, and we give a message is do you do you want to use Tailwind CSS, and default value is going to true, and after that we are going to ask the Shadcn UI library. So for type, it's confirm, and name is Shadcn, and message is do you want to use Shadcn UI library, and again we set the default value to true, and after that when the uh, user gave the answers, so we get the answers, and in answers we can execute our functions. So let's create some functions. First function is used for installing the React. So function install Vite. So here we are going to first of all console.log installing React via Vite. So after it, we have to is execute a command. So execute sync npm create Vite at latest and uh, wrap it under a backtick, and we want project name from here. Project name and each ts. So npm create Vite at latest and the project name, whatever the project name user gave us. And after that, we use template dollar sign each ts. If it's is ts, then we use react ts. Otherwise, we use react. And then we run this command in inherit. So stdio inherit. After it, we run a command npm install. So execute sync npm install, and we run this command under the project name folder. So for that, stdio inherit and the current working directory is going to project name, and then we call this function. So call it here. Function is install Vite with answers. I have the wrong spelling of answer, so let's correct it. Answers dot project name and also answers dot is ts, and we call this function after that. And after that, we, we have to create a function for installing the Tailwind CSS and installing the Shadcn. So create a function for Tailwind CSS first. So function install Tailwind, and in Tailwind we want project name as parameter. So we are going to check how to install Tailwind CSS in Vite. So go to Tailwind CSS and get started, framework guides and Vite. So we have to run this command first, then this command, and after that we have to edit a file that is tailwind.config.js. And also we have to edit the index.css file. So let's do it. Copy this command and execute it. So first of all, console.log installing Tailwind CSS, and after it execute sync this command and stdio inherit, and the current working directory is going to project name. After running this command, we have to run this command npx tailwind css init. We have to initialize the tailwind css in our project. So for that, execute sync, paste this command here, and stdio inherit and current working directory is going to our project name. After that, we have to change the tailwind.config.js file. So for that, we are going to copy this one and create a new folder in the bin. So folder name is going to files. Under the file, we are create a tailwind.config.js. So basically, we are going to create not the JS file, we are going to create a txt file. So tailwind.config.txt. So paste it whatever we copied there. After that, in create-new-vite.js, after the running npx tailwind css init -p command, we have to find this file tailwind.config.txt and tailwind.config.js in our project root folder. So, and for that, first import two dependency here. Const fs is equal to require fs, and second const path is equal to require path. And after that, here it's const tailwind config is equal to fs dot read file sync path dot resolve directory name, and directory name is going to whatever we have the .txt file where our .txt file present. So that is dot slash file slash tailwind dot config dot txt. So spelling must be right, and after that we have to define the encoding type. So encoding type is UTF-8. Yeah. After reading that file, we have to copy and paste this file data into the tailwind.config.js file. So for that, fs dot write file sync path dot resolve process dot current working directory, and our current working directory is project name, and the file name is tailwind dot config dot js, and we are going to copy the data of tailwind config. After it, we have to change one file, that is index.css, under the /src folder. So for that, copy this index.css and create a new file under the files folder, that is css.txt, and paste it here. Close this, and we have to read this file. So const css is equal to fs dot read file sync path dot resolve, and directory name is under the files. Under the files, we have css.txt file, and the encoding type is UTF-8. After it, we have to write this file under the index.css file, which is present under the src folder of main project folder. So for that, fs dot write file sync path dot resolve process dot current working directory, and our current working directory is project name, and after that we have the src folder, and after that we have the index.css file. And what we have to write? We have to write the css, whatever we read here. And our installation of Tailwind CSS is completed. So let's call this function if we got the each tailwind, if we got answer dot each tailwind, then run the function which is install tailwind, and parameter it accepts is answers dot project name. Yes. And after that we have to write a function for Shadcn. So also write a function for Shadcn. So function install Shadcn. It also accept the project name and nothing else. So first of all, console.log installing Shadcn UI library, and we have to run some commands here. So if we go to Shadcn, so what the commands we have to run? First of all, we have to create a Vite project which is already created, and after the creation of a Vite project, we have to install the Tailwind CSS and initialize it, which is also we are done with that. So function install Tailwind CSS, and after that we have to edit the tsconfig.json file. So for that, we have to install create-new-vite React app in our local machine first to check it out how this tsconfig.json and tsconfig.app.json is work. So let's install it in the new directory, make a directory vite, and under the vite, this is our the vite directory. Under the vite, create a npm create vite at latest, and project name is nothing, React TypeScript. So you can see there is a tsconfig.json and tsconfig.app.json. So in the tsconfig.json, this looks like this, but we have to add a compiler option at the last of this array. So let's copy it and paste it, and then copy all this and create a new file under the files, which is tsconfig.txt, and paste all that under it. So modify the tsconfig.json file. So here we have to do fs const tsconfig is equal to fs.read file sync path path.resolve, and directory name is files, and under the files we have tsconfig.txt, and the encoding type is utf8. So after it, fs.write file sync path.resolve process dot current working directory, and our current working directory is project name, and under it we have ts config dot json. So you can see in Vite we have ts config dot json. So yeah, and what we have to write? We have to write the ts config, and we have to do one more thing for ts config dot app dot json. So let's create a file first, ts config dot app dot txt. So go to here, add the base URL in compiler option. You can see we have already compiler options in tsconfig.app.json. So we have to add the base URL and paths here. So after pasting it, copy all this and paste in the tsconfig.app.txt and read this file here. So const tsconfig app is equal to fs dot read file sync path dot resolve directory name, and the directory name is files. Under the files we have tsconfig dot app dot txt. Yes, and the encoding type is utf-8. And after reading, write this file. So fs dot write file sync path dot resolve and process dot current working directory, and our current working directory is project name, and under the project name we have ts config dot app dot json. Right in this file is ts config app. So yeah, that's it. After that we can see we have to install a npm i-d at types node. So install it, execute sync. We have to execute a command, that is this one, npm i-d at typeset nodes. So paste it, and stdio is inherit, and the current working directory is project name. Yeah, after it we have to modify the vite.config.ts file. So I think in the JavaScript React file, React project, Shadcn library is not gonna install. So we have to check that as well. So after that we have to update this file. So copy it from here, copy it, and in the files vite.config.txt. So paste it here, and in the create-new-vite.js we have to read that file const vite config is equal to fs dot read file sync path dot resolve, and directory name is going to, under the files we have vite dot config dot txt, and the encoding type is utf-8. So after reading, write this file in the vite.config.ts. So fs dot write file sync path dot resolve process dot current working directory, and we have the current working directory is project name, and under it vite dot config dot ts. That's the name, vite dot config dot ts. Yes. So what we have to write? We have to write the vite config, whatever we read here. After modifying vite dot config dot ts, we have to run this command. After running this command, Shadcn is installed successfully. So for that, execute command, mm, we have to execute this command, and in the stdio inherit, and the current working directory is going to project name. So yeah, it's completed the install Shadcn part. So if the Tailwind CSS is true, then we are gonna check the TypeScript. If each TypeScript, sorry, answers dot each TypeScript, then we check, okay, don't check. If TypeScript and answers dot is Shadcn, then install Shadcn answers dot project name. So yeah, after it, catch error. So console.log error, and let's wrap all this under the try catch block. So copy it, try catch in the catch console dot log error, whatever error we got, and run this command in the try block. Also same thing is going for this one. It's try catch block, and the catch console.log the error, and in the try block just run all this. Also for the Shadcn, try catch block, and the catch block console.log error, and in the try block run all this. So format document for looking good, and yeah, our npm package is ready for deploy. So first of all, let delete this vite, and this is our files, and the package.json is cracked with the version number of 1, and that's it. So let's deploy. So first of all, for publishing it on the npm, you have to do npm login. So write this command npm login and hit enter. You will be redirected to npmjs.com login page. You have to sign up first. Before login, you have to sign up first. I already signed up, and I am also logged in the terminal. So I'm going to publish it, npm publish. So before publishing, in the we have to remove the scripts from the package.json file, and also we are going to use some keywords here. Keywords is like create new vite, vite, and like this, and author is Roshan Kumar. You can set it your name here, and that's it. And description is a modern Vite React app with automatic setup of Tailwind CSS and Shadcn UI. And after that, save this file and publish it. So you can see my npm package is published to npm.js like this. And I'm gonna test it. For testing, create a new file mkdir vite, and under the vite, this is our new file vite, and under it we are going to check this. So npx create new vite at latest. So hit enter, and yeah, I want to install it. After the installation, it asks me to please enter the project name. So my project name is dot slash. So that is the current working directory. And yeah, I am going to install the TypeScript and also the Tailwind and also the Shadcn UI library. So let's see. It created a Vite for us, and it's now installing it. Yeah, dependency installed. You can see node modules, and here it has some errors. So it got an error, and the error is under the win file. It didn't file the tailwind.config.txt. So here we do a mistake. It's not the file, it files. So let's check all of this. For files, it's files, and also files, and yeah, I think all good. After it, let's delete the Vite folder, delete it, move to trash, and publish it again. So before publishing the next version, you have to change the package.json file. So in the package.json, I'm going to change it with 1.0.1. You have to change the version. So npm publish, and it's publishing it published. After that, mkdir Vite cd Vite, and in the Vite we are going to use npx create new Vite at latest command. So this one, it asks me to the project name. Project name is dot slash. I'm going to use the TypeScript, Tailwind, and also the Shadcn. So it's created a Vite and it's installing the dependencies. So let it install. It installs, and it installing the Tailwind CSS now. Tailwind CSS installed, and yeah, Shadcn library is now installing. It asks me to which style would you like to use. So I am using the New York, neutral, and yes, I am going to use CSS variables for theming. And installing dependencies for the Shadcn. Yeah, project created successfully without any error. So you can see there is tsconfig.json, and the tsconfig.json file has the compiler option now, and also the tsconfig.app.json has base URL paths, and in tailwind config.js we have content and all this from the Shadcn. And if we see the under the SRC in the index.css, you can see all the Shadcn components here. So yeah, it's working. We can use npm run dev to check it out. Our project is running on localhost 5173. Yeah, it's running great. It uses the Shadcn library. That's why the default CSS of Vite plus React app is broke. So yeah, so go and check it out. npmi create new Vite or npx create new Vite at latest. So you have to execute this npm package after installing. In Windows, you have to install it first, then execute it from npx. And in Unix system like Linux or Mac OS, you don't need to install. It automatically asks you to install when you run the npx create new Vite. So go and let's check it out. Our create new Vite npm package and tell me any feedback you have. And also subscribe my channel, like this video and share this video with your friends. Thank you.